Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. Marvel released their Young Avengers Assemble post-credit scene during the Marvels movie, and we finally have a few reports about who's going to be on that first version of the team and how Marvel plans on adapting the story heading into Avengers Secret Wars. Because as a lot of you have seen, Marvel's actually doing a lot of the characters and villains from the early Young Avengers comics right now in the movies, but they've changed a lot of their movie plans during Marvel Phase 6, so we'll break it all down. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. We have X-Men 97 episodes starting in a couple weeks too. Lot of X-Men related stuff happening this year. Of course, I will be doing videos for it.
To me, my X-Men.
But at the end of the Marvels movie, Kamala Khan takes Nick Fury's information pad, which she swiped earlier in the movie during the chaos at her house in Jersey City. Nick Fury had information on all the superpowered individuals around the world on it. It wasn't just meant to be information on the Young Avengers characters, like the younger characters with superpowers. It was literally all of his files on powerful beings of any kind around the Earth at the moment, like his watch list, the way that Doctor Strange keeps a watch list of dangerous figures. Mutants like Namor, the dead Celestial Tiamat, the Eternals characters, all the big villains, pretty much everybody. So like Kamala Khan has information on a lot of people there. On her own, she decides to form the Young Avengers. She doesn't use the term Young Avengers, but she does say kid superheroes, quote unquote. And her whole speech is a direct parody of Nick Fury's Avengers speech during the Iron Man post-credits scene.
Can I help you?
Kate Bishop. Did you think you were the only kid superhero in the world?
You think you're the only superhero in the world? Mr. Stark, you become part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it yet.
You've just become part of a much larger universe.
Who the hell are you? Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh. I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative.
What do you want? I'm putting together a team, and I want you on it.
They're not really clear why she decided to only go after the kid superheroes, probably because the adult superheroes on the list wouldn't take her seriously, or she was just worried that Nick Fury would catch her faster, coming to take his pad back. But I think Nick Fury knows that she has the pad, like he's not an idiot, and let her take it because he wants her to go around sussing out some of these younger superheroes to see if they'll be of any use to him while he's busy forming the regular full Avengers team with adult characters that are all way more powerful. Like he's got all this busy work sussing out all the superpowered individuals, so he's got Kamala Khan dealing with the lesser powered beings. So it's more like he's just giving Miss Marvel a little while with the pad to try and put together a smaller team before he shows up and takes over, or has another major character serve as their stand-in Nick Fury for him. There are a couple Marvel characters right now that could be the Nick Fury of that team if Marvel doesn't want actual Nick Fury to do it himself. It depends on how many movies they want Samuel L. Jackson in. Like, how much money do we want to pay Samuel L. Jackson to do this? Part of the idea of the post-credit scene is that she's going after the characters who were part of the Young Avengers in the comics first, the Marvel has already introduced in the MCU, and combining that with the Champions team also from the Marvel comics. Really good example of this, Miss Marvel was never on the Young Avengers team. She was on the Champions. They were made up of a completely different group of younger superheroes like Miles Morales, Samuel Alexander Nova, Amadeus Cho's version of Hulk, and Vision's daughter Viv. So in the MCU, they're just combining that Champions roster with the original Young Avengers roster. And apparently, according to new reports, they're turning that into a movie, like a Young Avengers movie instead of a series, just because Marvel, Disney in general, changed their entire release strategy for all their content in the wake of the collapse of the streaming wars. Not just Disney Plus, but like all streamers were having a bunch of financial problems the past couple years. And Marvel had been taking a shellacking financially the last couple years from fans and critics with a lot of their stuff bombing. Case in point, the Marvels movie, like we're talking about the post-credit scene with the Young Avengers right now, the movie itself bombed in theaters. R.I.P. So originally, The Young Avengers was planned to be a Disney Plus series. It would have been 6 episodes that were around 45 minutes long, like the way they do all their quote-unquote 6-episode events. Like Loki Season 2 was 6 episodes. And another big change that Marvel and Disney just in general made, like not just Marvel, but all the big brands at Disney, is that they're pulling away from releasing stuff on Disney Plus first and moving back towards theatrical releases, prioritizing those and doing things like they used to do before Disney Plus existed. because they got worried, for example, that people would stop going to see Pixar movies, like families, for instance, because they just assumed they would immediately come to Disney Plus and they could save themselves like $50, $100 buying tickets for their entire family to go see the movie if they were already paying for Disney Plus and would only have to wait like 30 days to see the movie. So just in general, all the big brands at Disney, like Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, pretty much everything, moving away from that release strategy, like releasing less stuff in general on Disney Plus, less frequently, and focusing more on traditional theatrical releases, and because they also want to save a lot of money. This is another big problem too. So what Marvel just in general is doing now, and Young Avengers is a good example of this, is they're spending way less money on their Disney Plus series. It's going to feel more like TV shows when you see Disney Plus series, and they'll continue to spend way more money on their movies, like much bigger budgets, bigger characters, just bigger, splashier fare. One of the other big worries that Disney, Marvel just in general had, like this isn't just Marvel, it's pretty much all the brands at Disney, is that a lot of the audience got confused about what stuff was supposed to be a movie and what stuff was supposed to be a TV series. So when they would see a TV series that wouldn't look as good as the movies, people would get pissed off. Like, what? This is supposed to be a movie. Why does it look so cheap?
Cooking isn't new for me, friendo, but it is for Disney.
To me, that's more a failure of the marketing. Like when Marvel has been marketing their Disney Plus series, really good example is that they market them like movies, so a lot of people get confused and think that they're movies. Like there are still people in the comments on Moon Knight videos that I do that talk about not liking the Moon Knight movie, and I get confused, like, what are you talking about? There was no Moon Knight movie. I've got a lot of complaints that I could list about the way Disney and Marvel have been marketing their stuff. Like generally, it's been pretty poor. But one of the ways they've tried to fix that is the way they've changed these intros and created the sub-brands. For example, the Marvel Spotlight brand, like the new intros that play in front of the Echo episodes. They also just created Marvel Animation. The first series that they'll release under that will be X-Men 97 episodes. And going forward, pretty much any animated series that they do will be part of quote-unquote Marvel Animation. And budget is a big reason for some of these changes, particularly for Young Avengers. Originally, it would have been a TV series, but then they realized they would have had to spend like $250 million on it, and they don't want to spend that much money on Disney Plus series anymore, even close to that amount of money, so they have to do it as a movie and make it even bigger, get even more people to go see it for it to be financially viable. They literally just did the same thing with the Iron Man Armor Wars movie. Originally, it was going to be a Disney Plus series, but they decided there's no way we can do all these Iron Man armors, and Ultron is supposed to come back. We can't do Ultron because he's a complete special effect. So the only way for Disney and Marvel to make money on that will be to do it as a movie. Now they're just doing the same thing, but with Young Avengers, which I think is to their benefit. Like there's less opportunities for them to mess it up if it's only 2.5 hours. Right now, the current Young Avengers roster, starting with the Marvel's post-credit scene, as they've confirmed, is Miss Marvel, Kate Bishop, obviously. She mentions Cassie Lang. During Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, she was actually the Stinger version of the character, even though on Young Avengers she was Stature and she was more like a version of Giant Man. She did go big during Quantumania, but the purple suit is like the Stinger suit from the comics. It's a little bit more like the Wasp suit. Then you have Billy and Tommy as Wiccan and Speed from WandaVision. They're coming back as teenage versions of the characters in the next couple of years. First, Billy, Wiccan, he's being played by Joe Locke during the Agatha TV show later this year. That'll premiere around Halloween. I already did a much bigger Agatha trailer video, so I'll link that below in the description because it is going to be pretty crazy. Billy's powers and abilities are basically the same as Scarlet Witch's powers, so he's crazy powerful. He's also destined to become the new Demiurge, which is like the primordial sentient life force of Earth's biosphere who seeded the primal Earth with its own life energies, giving birth to the Elder Gods. So like crazy god tier power. Marvel hasn't said which series or movie Tommy's coming back in, but it'll be a similar story to Billy. Like he'll come back in a way that's similar to the way he came back in the comics with a couple twists to fit in with what Marvel is currently doing in the movies. Then we have Scar, son of Hulk, from the She-Hulk post-credit scene. Think of him as like the stand-in for Amadeus Cho-Hulk and Hulkling from the comics, who's a Skrull. And originally, I did think they might have a chance of doing the Hulkling character like Secret Invasion. They could introduce the character or during the Marvels movie, but because we didn't see him anywhere, maybe he was a deleted scene that they just didn't mention. It sounds like Marvel does not plan on doing Hulkling right now. In the comics, he's the son of the Skrull Emperor. Eventually, he does become the new Emperor. But at least for right now, it seems that they're going to give his spot on the team to Scar. There's America Chavez, who we haven't seen since Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. She's still training in magic at Kamar-Taj. Her main ability, just like her powers in the comics, is that she can portal across dimensions easily, like just her biological ability. The weird thing they did in the MCU, though, is they said that basically nobody can just portal across dimensions at will. Even Scarlet Witch, who's crazy powerful with her chaos magic, Doctor Strange, all the other regular magicians, nobody can do it except America Chavez. They also explained there's only one America Chavez in the entire multiverse, so they can't just go to another reality and grab another one. The actor who played Harley Keener said he wants to come back as a version of Iron Lad. My opinion about this has changed a lot over the last year just because of what's happened with Jonathan Majors getting fired by Marvel and Marvel completely changing their plans for how they're going to do the Council of Kangs in Avengers 5. Originally, I would have said, had Marvel wanted to do the Iron Lad character, he would have had to have been a young Kang the Conqueror in disguise, and before last year, all the Kangs were meant to look like Jonathan Majors, so Kid Kang would have had to be black, ergo Iron Lad would have had to be black. Meaning that you either cast someone totally new, or they say Riri Williams is like a female Kang variant who replaces Iron Lad on the team, and they just keep calling her Ironheart, but she's secretly a Kang variant. But then last year, what happened? Marvel fires Jonathan Majors, they fired the person writing Avengers 5 Kang Dynasty, hired the person writing Avengers Secret Wars, completely changed the plot, and reportedly are recasting all the Kangs with a new actor or multiple new actors. All because they want to reduce the Kang's role during Avengers 5 in order to move past them as fast as possible. They'll be in Avengers 5, but only to wrap up their storyline. And it sounds like based on the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer with that Secret Wars shout out that they plan on making a beeline for Secret Wars much, much faster. So Avengers 5 might just turn into Secret Wars Part 1. Meaning that they probably do not care about having a young Kang variant in disguise on the Young Avengers, so they don't need an Iron Lad. So if Harley Keener still came back for Young Avengers, they could always just make Iron Man references, but they probably wouldn't put him in an Iron Man armor. He'd just be helping the team out with their tech. Riri Williams can also be on that team. She was on the Champions, but I don't think that they'll make her a Kang variant either. She'd just be like normal Riri Williams, no special twist. Yeah, the Eli Bradley Patriot, people have been talking about him for a couple years now, who they introduced in Falcon and Winter Soldier. He was on the original Young Avengers team. He's the biological grandson of Isaiah Bradley. He gets some super soldier powers biologically passed down from him. And Marvel reportedly just changed their plans for Black Panther's son, Toussaint, aka T'Challa Jr., who also has the same name, they just call him T'Challa. Last year, I would have said they slowly age him up. He joins the Young Avengers like Azari in the next Avengers movie, like a younger Black Panther on a younger Avengers team. Then they just wait for him to age up into his 20s. He takes the full mantle of Black Panther, becomes the King of Wakanda, and becomes part of the regular full Avengers. But reportedly, Marvel is going to have Shuri pass the mantle of Black Panther to him during Black Panther 3, meaning they'd have to age him up much faster. And it sounds like he's skipping Young Avengers now and will go straight to full Avengers, maybe as soon as Secret Wars, but they could wait till right after Secret Wars. A lot of people have asked about Love from Thor Love and Thunder, Gorr's daughter, because she's crazy powerful. She's also the child of the cosmic being Eternity, so she has crazy god-level powers. Just because that movie was received so poorly, and because it was Chris Hemsworth kind of doing a solid for his daughter, let's put my daughter in the movie, I do not think that Marvel is going to bring her back. You also have Heimdall's son, Astrid. If he comes back, he'll probably stay in the Thor movies. Reportedly they're doing Thor 5 now. He could just take over Heimdall's role in New Asgard. Kevin Feige also reportedly wants to introduce Miles Morales in Spider-Man 4 inside the MCU. If that does happen, though, he could join the Young Avengers team eventually, but I don't expect that to happen on the first roster. It's just too soon. If it works out, if it makes enough money and they do Young Avengers 2, he would probably be on the second version of the team. And obviously Tom Holland's Spider-Man would just be on the regular full Avengers teams in those movies going forward. Those are all the characters that we know about right now and Marvel's plans for the movie. It probably would not release till at least 2027 at the rate they're going. They could push it off even further if things just take a little bit longer. That's Marvel's whole deal now, is they're trying to take as much time as things need to do it right. Let me know in the comments what you want them to do with the team, what kind of story you want them to have, which villain you want them to face if they're moving away from Kang, because one of the funny things is that one of the first big villains that they face was Kang the Conqueror as part of this Iron Lad secret young Kang plot. Previously, I said they could have just as easily done that story in the movie, but now because they're trying to move away from the Kang character, it sounds like they're not going to do that. There's a bunch of big stuff coming up. Like I said, X-Men 97 episodes really soon. Click here for my full trailer video and Easter eggs for that, and click here for all my Deadpool and Wolverine trailer videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.